Namaste and welcome. My name is Lilia Svolin, and I picture you sitting with me here today. Whatever the reasons are, it is yoga that brings us together. And that is what yoga really means. It's a Sanskrit word, to yoke or union, a reunion that brings us together. This is a contemporary yoga class for men and women who lead full and busy lives. Although our bodies are not very different than those of our ancestors, our worlds are dramatically different. We are besieged with information from all over the planet. My husband reads 3 to 4 newspapers every day. And with the accelerated rate of changes and the staggering variety of choices within our lives, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and stressed out, and as though we are missing something of a vital importance in our daily life. Well, many years ago, this is how I began my journey in yoga. I had a husband, and I still do, 2 boys, 2 golden retrievers, a little white house in Rowayton, Connecticut. And yet I still said to myself, I have everything, so why aren't I happy? Now, almost 30 years later, I am so pleased to be able to share with you the yoga tools that helped me to find answers to some of those very big questions. Now, each of these yoga classes will be different. One day we'll do exercises for maintaining a healthy back, and another day for tension in the shoulders and in the neck. And if your body is stiff, I'll show you easy ways to modify your postures for your body and still receive the yoga benefits. Consider this time together as an investment in a very unique and beautiful person. And that person is you. So before we stand, I'd like you just to begin with me by closing your eyes and placing your fingertips to the earth. Now this could be your rug and it could be a chair, but just ground yourself with your hands. And so that you can feel a connectedness to the earth and a connectedness to yourself. Close your eyes, sitting tall. Just breathe in through your nose and out through the mouth. And be very present to this very moment. Very nice, good. So let's begin by standing up. And when we stand, it's an effective way to warm the body up quickly. Now this is a standing pose. It's called Tadasana. Your feet are on the earth, pelvis is slightly tipped, the breastbone is lifted, the shoulders are long, the arms are hanging. And once again, even though you're standing up, you still feel very present to this moment. All right, now bend your knees slightly so we're not locking the knees, just bend them easily. And leaning forward with one hand to the thigh, and then just shake one hand, and shake the arm. And shake it vigorously as if you were shaking water off the hand, and then the other hand. There's no particular form here, it's just to shake, and shake both hands, and stand up now, stand up, good. Continue to shake vigorously out to the side, and then back to your center, and then quiet it down, slowly, quiet the shaking down, and then quiet it even more, and then stop. And feel the inner movement of your arms. Yes, that's interesting, isn't it? And that little movement helps to lower the blood pressure just slightly. Isn't that interesting? Let's do the same thing now with the legs. Just a little vigorous with one leg. And I like a little sound here. Keep your balance, and then shake the other leg. Yes, and then plant both feet to the floor. Good, and then let's do a little movement into the shoulders. This feels good. Lose your self-consciousness. Just try to move the shoulders. Let your head relax, and a good sound here. Let your knees be easy. Kind of relaxed in your shoulders, and then once again back into Tadasana When I use the word Tadasana, it is a transition posture. It gets us from one place to another. So just plant your feet, arms hang. Already you can feel some circulation going on inside the skin, beneath the skin and the muscles. And we'll start by little shoulder rolls. Yes, good. And in the other direction, kind of moving, listening to your body. No pain here. If you feel real stiffness, just kind of work within your range of motion today. And then the palm tree. So we're going to raise the left arm up. So inhaling, your left arm goes up and we'll stretch to the right. Hold there, stretching to the right. And look underneath the arm, back to your center, breath in. And again, slowly stretching, just a little bit further this time. Fine, back to your center, and then just change. We'll go the other side, lift the right arm up. Either arm is fine, of course. And stretch to your left. I just turn my head back to center. Listen to the body. How far you can go this day is really up to you, but it's a nice stretch on the sides of your rib cage. Back to your center. Now raise both arms up. Good. And then just hold on to one wrist. I have my left hand to my right wrist. And this is a little variation. Lean slightly forward so you stay out of your back and exhale. You feel a little bit different. Stretch here, back to your center, and then continue holding on to the wrist and to the other side. Back to your center. Both arms now above your head. Palms facing one another. Breath in. And just keep lifting up to the ceiling, and then exhaling, lower the arms down. Knees are easy. Fine, knees are easy. And then a circling again with the shoulders. Fine. And now a little bit more movement. And the fountain is an exercise that it has a lot of movement to it. It is exactly what it says it is. It's sort of dropping the body and moving like water moves. So that we will go down to one side and then inhale, lifting. Now let's coordinate the breath as you exhale, down to the side, above the head, slightly forward and down. And lift. This is the third time. Down. And then let's just go to the other side, left side, inhaling up. Exhaling as you go down, inhaling up. It's just like water. The arms are loose, the back is being stretched at the same moment. One more time as you bend forward. And this time, just holding on to your ankles for a moment. Let your head hang. Notice that my knees are bent. This is when I say easy knees. This is what I mean. This helps your low back to stretch out gradually. And let all the blood in your face and your cheeks sort of go over your eyes. Let your neck hang. And then keeping the back rounded, slowly come up. Come up. That's it. And I support myself as I come up on the hands, on the thighs, returning back to the standing position. Open your feet up now a little bit more. So I have about 3 feet apart. And we'll do more now for the hips. We'll sort of slide the hips right and left. Bend your knees again. Hands over the thighs and the knees. And I'll just go from one side to the other side. And if you want to put your hands on a coffee table, that's fine. But just move, and as you stretch from one leg to the other leg, the inner thighs now are stretching. You listen to the body. You might be watching this class. You might be watching this class in the morning. So the morning body's a little stiff. You just sort of listen to that. All right, now keeping the back flat and long and lengthened, come on up to a standing position again. Your feet are still apart. And we're going to move right in now into your side angle pose. Side angle pose is feet about 3.5 feet apart. And just pause here for a moment, get a breath, exhale out. Breathe through the nose, inhaling. Breath in. Exhaling slowly and smoothly out. Fine. Now we're ready to do the side angle pose. Look down at your feet. And just to review, I know many of you know this, but just to review, perhaps you don't know, that the standing poses really start from your feet. So we want to turn, this is my left foot, turn it in slightly. That's what I mean, slightly. It's just slightly to the center of your body. And now looking at my right foot, I'm going to lift the toes up and place them about 90 degrees. So here I have the base of my posture starting with my feet, and then the knee bends. This is my right knee. And be sure that it's over the ankle. So just looking now with your eyes, now is the time when you need your eyes to look down at your feet. Because this is the beginning of this pose. It's not the more extended pose or level 2 pose. I'm just starting really at level 1 of this side ankle pose. And then straighten the knee, and then bending it. So we sort of warm those muscles up, and then bend the knee. Just reach down with your elbow and just hang out a little bit down here. Sort of hang out yoga. And even though we're hanging out, lots of different muscles are stretching. Let's put your left hand to your left hip bone and move a little in the posture. You inhale as you're pulling gently this left shoulder back, and exhaling as you go forward. So 3 times moving in the pose. I mean, it's not a magic number. It's just the way I keep track of things sometimes, if I have the time. And then, after I have moved a little bit in the posture, I check to see knee over ankle. Place your left hand on top of your left knee. Left hand on top of your left side of your head. There we are. And then straighten the arm. And then drop the right arm. And then now you're in the posture of this side angle pose. Utthita Parsva Konasana. Back to your center. Fine, and then turn and we'll go on the opposite side. Left knee over the ankle. And then let's just bend and stretch it for a moment so that the knee is over the ankle, and then hang out for a moment and collapse the right shoulder. Inhale, back. Is the knee over your ankle? I hope so. Good, and inhale as you go back. It's very enjoyable. Inhaling, not holding the breath, exhaling. When you're through, now let's do the full posture. Left hand to left ankle, right hand to right just above your ear. Is your shoulder, that elbow's up to the ceiling, and then straighten the arm. Yes, lovely stretch. Hold for a breath or two, and then come up, and let's do a counter pose. Just coming forward. Hold onto your ankles and let your head hang and the back relax. Inhale, swoop the arms out to your side and just bring them so that they are level like a T. You have a T position with your arms. And we'll move right into triangle pose. Again, the feet are turned, turning them to the right. Good. Check to see that they are correct, because it's important. Then the rest of the posture flows well. When you put your right hand on that hip hinge, right on the hip hinge, so that you can feel this is where the movement starts from, the triangle pose. Let's just try that. As you glide and just move from here, this hip hinge of your hip, and then back to center. Arms in the triangle, glide right. Fine, you can place your hand on your thigh or knee, or if you're level 2, move it down a little bit on the shin bone, and have the arms so that they are like one wing of a bird. And look up to the thumb of your left hand. Continue to breathe. Good, this gives a wonderful stretch of your whole body, as well as lengthening the spine. Then back to your center. Good. And then let's move the feet. Right foot, left foot. And first we'll glide to the left, back to center. You can feel that very intense stretch, can't you, on the inside of your right leg. But just careful of the back of the knee, won't you? Don't want to hyperextend it by pushing too hard on it. Now, arms in the T position. Glide left. Hand where you are comfortable. You're not leaning forward or straining. It could be right here for this day, or the knee, or the shin bone. And then lifting the other arm up. Both arms are parallel, become like one bird's wing. and look up to the thumb. Continue breathing. And then back to center. Good. Hang forward once again. Move forward over the hip hinge. Ease the knees and just holding on to your ankle. This relaxes your back. Can you place your hands in front of you and just bring your toes together? Heels, toes, heels. Now the feet are hip width apart, and we're just going to squat down. Now, if your knees bother you, please don't do this. Just sit down, wait for us. We'll be right there. But if your knees have pain or you have an injury, don't do it, will you? All right, now we're just going to pause here and squat and a little balance. Have your gaze be maybe a few feet in front of you. And then palms of the hands together, long spine as you can make it. Nobody's holding the breath, right? Good, and then come down and then just sit. And I'm just going to sit down here. Fine. Knees bent. Breathe in, hold on to the knees. Exhaling, round your back and just let the whole back round the pelvis, tip towards my chin. And slowly come down, vertebra at a time, at a time, at a time. Pelvic tilt. Just move your feet, your heels in close to your seat. Put your hands on this pelvic bowl, which is the edge of the bowl are your hip bones. And I have my fingers pointing down towards the pubic bone. Roll this bowl towards your chin. And then release. And as I do this, this low back comes lightly to the mat, to the floor. And then release. One more time now. One more time with this pelvic tilt. Yes, good. And then release and place the knees together for a sit-up of the 90s. And should be done really 50 times, but for this time we're just going to do 3 times. All right, is placing the hands behind the back of your head, elbows are wide, and press your knees together. Roll the pelvic bowl towards your chin. Try to relax your seat muscle. And then lift the whole section of collarbone, elbows wide, and head up about 3 inches. And then down to the floor. The breath flows in. Exhaling, press knees. Lift with your collarbone. Pause. And then last time. Press knees, pelvis, and then lift. We're going to hold for 5 seconds. Let your head be heavy in your hands, but keep pulling this muscle of your abdomen up towards the chin. Continue breathing behind the contraction, won't you? And then head to the floor. Head to the floor, arms alongside of your body, shoulders down from your ears, and roll your head to the left. Exhaling. Back to center. After you've used the muscle, then you stretch it, and it brings balance. Exhaling to the neck area. And then back to your center so that you're lined up of nose, chin, and breastbone. Now, I know it's very easy when you're watching your television to sort of turn your head like I'm doing now. Now, if you did the posture like this, it's not good for your neck at all. So I'd like you to watch this next pose the first time, and then we'll do it twice more. This is the bridge. It's very easy. It's wonderful for your spine, brings circulation to the discs of the spine. But it's not good to watch and do with your neck in this position. So I'm going to turn my head, and if you'd like, if you don't know the posture, just watch first. My heels are close to the seat, comfortable for the cartilage of my knee. Arms alongside of my body, and this posture starts with my big toe, actually. So press down, tilting the pelvis, and then slowly each vertebra comes up one at a time, at a time, at a time. So the body forms a slant, you pause, no pain in low back, and come down, slowly down. All right? Now let's do 1 or 2 more times, maybe a third if we have time. But just listen now, using your ears, copy what I'm doing and then get into your own feeling of your body, tilting the pelvis. All right, slowly coming up, vertebra at a time, at a time. Good, onto shoulders so that there is a nice slant, there's no pain, and then roll down and down and down. And again, press down on the feet, the big toes particularly, rolling up, rolling up, rolling up, and hold here. Hold as you inhale, raise both arms above your head. Both arms above the head, pause, and now lower both arms, each vertebra at a time, slowly down, slowly down. Very nice. Draw both knees into your chest. Squeeze, hold, release. It's a nice counter pose if perhaps you feel a little tight in the low back. Good. All right, arms in your T position, and let's just do a little side to side motion with the hips side to side. Good. Let's bring both knees down to the right and look over the left shoulder. Breath in and exhaling, both knees to chest. Go to the other side and then look over the other shoulder. Breath in, grow the arms. Exhaling, cross your ankles. Hold on to your instep, and we're going to roll up into a seated position. Just lift your head and roll yourself up. Good. Stretch the one leg out in front of you, and we'll end with a little forward bending. Raise both arms above your head. Good. Exhale, folding forward. And you can see that I have my left knee is bent and tucked under. The foot is tucked under. It's very comfortable. Inhaling, coming up. Breath in. Good. And then let's change the feet. Try not to use your hands so that you make the leg muscles work. Breath in. Exhaling, folding forward. And inhaling, coming up. Fine. Then cross one leg over the other. This is my right leg over the left. And we'll do a little twist to the right and to the left. So this is my right knee, left hand. Inhale, arm up, right arm up, and hand behind you. Exhale, twisting to the right. Release, and then changing. And there's so many different types of twists we can do. This is a very easy variation, so I hope everybody can do this with me. And then hand behind you. Let it be up like a little spider back there. It's nice and strong. Inhaling, lift up, and exhaling to the opposite side. Fine, and then release. Good. Now let's lie down, and we'll come down again slowly. Vertebra at a time, and place yourself feet well apart, arms alongside of your body for your relaxation pose. Sit or lie down. Remove your shoes, loosen your belt or tie, and then press the low back into your chair or floor. And now give a long, slow sigh. Eyes are closed, and listen to the soothing music. Let us begin by you thinking to yourself, now I practice relaxation. When I am finished, I feel refreshed and energized. Focus your attention on the heels of your feet and feel where they touch your surface. Wiggle your toes a bit, and then stretch the sole. Hold, and then release. The feet are limp, heavy. And now focus your attention on your legs and thighs. Jiggle them up and down just a little bit, and then let them flop. Feel where your hips touch the surface, and then let them melt. And feel them melting. Relaxation is a feeling. Focus your attention into your abdomen And then watch the belly rise and fall, effortless, even. Focus your attention now to where the shoulders touch your surface. Awareness to the hands, arms, and elbows. Imagine that worries and cares of the day simply drain out long arms. Bring your awareness to your throat and swallow. Feel where the lips touch, and turn the corners of your mouth up just slightly. Good. Jaw muscle slack, and feel it slackening. Eyelids lightly touch. And now bring your awareness to your left ear, to your right ear, and rest. And let the sounds of your home enhance your experience of relaxation. To close your relaxation, say to yourself, I am finished relaxing. I feel refreshed and energized. Open your eyes, stretch, and yawn. Oh, a good stretch and yawn, and then roll over onto one side, put the top hand to the floor, and then come up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Be sure and come to class. I'll look forward to it. Namaste.